Yo guys, it's Haunting Lime and I've made it to Veteran in the Ultra League Premier Cups. This was done yesterday, these battles on the last day before the rotation, and have I got a treat for you. So obviously the rotation has finished now for Ultra League, but when it does come around, please use Crustle. My double water strat in the back with Crustle is just dominating everything. Like, Crustle is the exterminator, or the Terminator as I want to call it, because it has such great matchups with so many XL Pokemon and the rest of the meta that it just pulverizes them with Smackdown. So I'm going to showcase what strong matchup is it. I'm going to showcase what strong matches it has and how the double water line in the back can actually cover its weaknesses. So obviously Crustle is weak to water, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is neutral. Takes neutral from fighting, takes neutral from grass. You know, the rock typing is really good with the bug typing. So obviously my Gyarados is my safe switch. I use my Gyarados to basically get this Empoleon very low, where I can just bring in my Swampert now, and Swampert being Shadow, you can actually farm down this Empoleon pretty easily. And even though I can take a Hydro Cannon quite comfortably with Shadow Swampert, I'd rather not do, because obviously my opponent has 0 shields and he's letting me fully farm him down. He comes out with the Lapras. This is what I'm talking about. Crustle has so much play against all these beefy Pokemon like Lapras, Dragonite, Umbreon with the bug typing, Talonflame, Skarmory. Like, it covers so much of the Ultra League meta that is unreal. So I'm taking the first surf because obviously I don't want my Crustle to take it, and obviously Lapras being really thick, I do switch out here now because obviously I want to save up energy for the Toxicroak. Toxicroak can be quite a problem for this team in a way, like the Toxicroak / Snorlax and in this case it's not Snorlax, it's Empoleon and Lapras team. It can be quite annoying because of just the so-called safe switches and the matchups against. My opponent was not good actually in throwing the Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb obviously is resisted by the bug typing, and obviously so will Sludge Bomb be, but because of that I'm able to take out his Toxicroak, and I have his Earthquake ready for this Lapras. And obviously I already had the energy ready for Toxicroak, but Toxicroak would have won CMP if he had just either counted down or gone for the Sludge Bomb, but obviously then he wouldn't have had a charge move, so it worked out perfectly for me. And obviously Lapras was energy dry at the time anyway. So off to another great lead. So again, Crustle putting in work against another flying type, Gyarados. Gyarados is becoming fairly popular, and my team yesterday was featuring Wing Attack Charizard and obviously the same backline, and that the team has some weaknesses to electric typing, but with Crustle, that type weakness is basically eliminated. And you can see me there, I've taken out the Gyarados without even using a shield, and I've got this Rock Slide ready for anything that comes in. And because I won Switch, and Crustle pretty much wins Switch most of the time, I'm able to realign this Gyarados now against this Machamp, which is perfect. I've already got a shield off him as well, so I'm already at an advantage. My Gyarados can survive a rock slide, but since it's Shadow, I'm not going to take the extra damage. I need to be less conservative with my shields, because I'm doing that and I'm actually losing the game. So this is looking good for me, because my opponent obviously has already used a shield, so have I. He's used the last shield now. Now all I can do is shield up once and fully commit to the farm down. If I'm not wrong, if this was a cross chop, maybe he'll get to another cross chop beforehand, but I'm going to try and go for it, but he gets to a cross chop beforehand anyway, so he throws it. So maybe, like, if he waited, obviously I would have thrown the Aqua Tail, so that's totally fine on him, and because of that, I'm able to throw this, it was a CMP tie, so I just kind of throw it, but I don't want to fully commit to taking him out. I want to farm it down for some energy, and my opponent actually has the Talonflame in the back. Seeing the flying and the fire typing, I go straight into my Swampert, because he can survive one Brave Bird, and I don't want my opponent to get to back-to-back charge moves, and obviously if this is just a Brave Bird, which is totally fine, because then my Gyarados can come in and just take it out from there. Obviously the Mud Shots do take it almost in the low, and one Dragon Breath is more than enough to take it out. Obviously Champ is pretty much in breathing range now, where I can just blow on him and he'll die. So yeah, this team has performed really well. I do believe there's a stronger version of this team, and it involves Escavalier in the lead, because the bug typing is phenomenal in the Ultra League Premier Cup. It covers so many different things, and I think Steel plus Bug would be really great against the Obama Snows, the little Ninetales, which are really pretty much prevalent everywhere, and I hate little Ninetales. And I think Escavalier would be my next pick if once the Ultra League Premier Cup comes back around, because I know I can actually do really well with it and actually progress with it with my backline. So my opponent obviously had a Swampert in the lead, not great. Like I said, waters are its biggest weakness, but I've got double water to kind of cover the water Pokemon, most likely to be Empoleon or a Swampert, and both of them my Gyarados can do neutral damage against anyway, and Gyarados is just an amazing save switch. My last video was showcasing how good he was, and if you don't believe me, you can see it here. Every time I use this code, I go 4-1 or either 5-0. I love this team to bits. I am really comfortable with the team. I love Gyarados as a safe switch / pivot. I'm really good at realigning Pokemon. Sometimes you don't need to use a shield, but you don't always need to use a shield. So my opponent actually has a Skarmory, an XL Skarmory. So like I was saying, so this was a bit unfortunate. A bit of lag there caused me to kind of miscalculate how much energy my opponent had. I went for the Crunch there. I'm not really sure which one's more energy efficient, Crunch or Aqua Tail, but I know I can take this Brave Bird or even a Sky Attack quite comfortably. So yeah, Rock typing and the Bug typing actually has really good coverage for anything in the meta. This next one will get me really low, but I don't want to be taken out, so I'm going to shield, and now I can commit to the full farm down because Smackdown is pretty awesome as a fast move. I do throw here because I wasn't sure how much energy my opponent had. That's one of the reasons why I decided to just throw the X's, because I just needed a bit more damage. In the back, my opponent has an Obstagoon. Brilliant, because what happens? Bug typing comes in handy once again. So this Crustle has coverage all throughout the meta. I get to a second, I get to another X's, which is amazing. And the first one gets my opponent's shield, and the second one gets his shield as well. It was actually a CMP tie, so he has to throw. He couldn't farm me down completely before I got to the next charge move, because obviously the counters are neutral damage, and now it's a race to get to either Earthquake, which I wasn't sure would be enough to take it out, because I know Obstagoon is fairly tanky in the Ultra League Premier Cup, or Ultra League in general, and he actually gets the Boostagoon back at it again. But because I'm rather going for the safer play, which is building up to 2 Hydro Cannons, I'm doing that instead, and I decided to throw my energy basically after my opponent had thrown, so I get to either get an extra mud shot through, which always helps because 5 plus 4 mud shots is really quick. 2 charge moves compared to 5 and 5 for the Obstagoon, and you want to outpace obviously the Obstagoon in that scenario. Otherwise, it would have been a lot more dicier. So again, Crustle coming in clutch. So look at this. Glade is a pretty dominating Pokemon. It has really good coverage against the meta, really good against Venusaur and Swampert. But look at this Leaf Blade. It just tickles my Crustle. My Crustle isn't the best IV'd, but it has high attack, so I do win most CMPs. And just this coverage of Bug is really good. And at this point, I'm deciding to switch out because I don't want my Crustle to die in case there's a Talonflame or something in the back where it might be more useful. And also, I don't want my opponent to farm down as well. Knowing that the X's is only doing neutral damage, it's fair enough. But obviously, this is why I like Gyarados. Gyarados brings out the Venusaurs, and now my Swampert has so much play in the back. We've still got 2 shields, and at this point, I could have shielded, but I decided not to because I want my opponent to use energy, and I know I can just come in now with my Crustle because I'm so close to the X's. I can just come in with the Crustle and either force a shield by my opponent, which he might go for. It was actually a CMP tie. Brilliant. That little bit of HP coming in handy. So my opponent had a lot of energy, and obviously I brought in Crustle because I don't want to bring my Swampert in. Swampert able to get 2 mud shots through to farm down that Venusaur. Excellent. He needs that advantage, and this is looking pretty dicey. 2 Pokemon against 1. So I made a bit of an error here. I should have farmed a little more extra. So even though I've got 2 shields, I have to throw a Hydro Cannon to take out the Glade. To be honest, I should have just shielded once and gone fully for the 100 energy, and then thrown back-to-back Hydro Cannon to get both shields. Yeah, I need 2 Hydro Cannons to take out this Swampert, not 1. So my opponent obviously had that energy as well from previously. Had I thrown a little bit later, I sneaked an extra mud shot through, this would have been maybe a little more closer than I imagined. My opponent still has 2 shields. I've already committed both mine. It's not looking good. There's rarely a chance I can win this as well because my opponent just played that really well. That little bit of health on Glade was just more than enough where I couldn't farm it down. But hey ho, you can't win them all. But Crustle putting in a lot of work. Maybe if I used my shield at a different stage, it would have been better. But it's all okay. Sorry about the framing, guys. I tried to record this video as fast as possible, utilizing my old renders for the Swampert and the Gyarados, putting in Crustle, and I could only fit in like the top. Well, most of the frame, the top and the bottom got cancelled. Apologies, you can't see everything, but you can see the energy. And again, Crustle great coverage for Dragonite. You know, Dragonite does get discharged moves pretty quickly, but the smackdowns do add up really well. And it was a CMP tire, so I decided not to. Basically, I decided not to take it out completely and farm it down for a bit more energy. And I was so close to getting to the X's, which would have actually done some damage. Any chip damage on Gengar is really good. And here, I was waiting for my opponent to throw the Shadow Ball, knowing he would most likely bait me with the Shadow Punch. I took the first one, I knew I could take the second one, and I'm going to force this next shield from him because he might think I'm out of crunch. And obviously Aqua Tail's going to be enough to take him out anyway. He lets it go through, which is totally fine. And in the back is a Talonflame. So he's in his head, he's like, okay, I've taken out Crustle, Talonflame counter. I've taken out Gyarados, Talonflame counter. This is the third Talonflame counter. So my team is built to take out Talonflames. Not as bad as I thought it would be. I still think Alola Ninetales XL Politoed is really problematic. They're just so strong and so beefy and chunky, and Politoed is just, yeah, don't like it. Don't like using it, don't like playing against it. And Ninetales is fairly tanky, so I do like Crustle against that as well, because I keep seeing so many Ninetales. Like the XL Pokemon you see as soon as you hit Veteran is just ridiculous. So I was able to go 4-1 in the first set. So I was able to hit Veteran ranking with my more or less the same team, but I used Abomasnow in the lead because I've used that team before, and I was already quite close. I was like 3-2 to get to, I think 3-2. I was at 24.85. Just needed 3 wins to get to the next ranking. But yeah, I was able to go 4-1 with that team. And then rather than just showcasing Abomasnow, everyone knows what Abomasnow can do. I wanted to showcase XL Crustle before obviously the league has rotated completely. It already has. These battles were done yesterday. I obviously do like the Ultra League. Today's been a really bad day of Great League. I'll showcase them tomorrow. But yeah, I just couldn't find anything to work well for me. And again, talking about the Toxicroak / Lapras Snorlax line, it can be quite problematic because Toxicroak, it's a dicey matchup between the Crustle because obviously neutral damage both ways, but obviously he's taking resisted damage from the smackdowns. Here obviously I will have to take a Surf, which makes sense because, you know, my Crustle isn't going to be that impactful. I'm trying to fully commit to the farm down. I'm counting all the ice shards, and I want to maximize my energy gain, so I'm throwing on the 4th one, and this X is enough to take it out. My opponent is also down a shield, which is great because every shield counts in this, and I switch out Autumn straight away to my Swampert because obviously my opponent is down a shield. I have the advantage. Mud Bomb won't do too much damage, and I'm an idiot. I should really shield that. Why am I letting it go through? Why am I letting it go through? I've got 2 shields. I should utilize 2 shields. I think it's because I know it's going to be a Shadow Snorlax in the back. I'm being a bit too cocky, and out comes a Gothorita. Yeah, she messed up my day. Had I have shielded that one attack from previously, I would have had all this energy to throw on this Gothorita. Gothorita, yeah, and I would have been able to get to a next one, and I still would have had 1 shield to use. So I don't know what I was trying to do. This is my point. I'm being too conservative with my shields, and don't be. Make sure you keep your Swampert healthy because Swampert is going to be the sweeper of the team. And now Toxicroak comes back in to clean me up. So yeah, you don't have to use shields on Gyarados. Don't worry about that. You don't have to use shields on Crustle as much. But Swampert, please, Haunting Lime, use your shields. Otherwise, you're not going to keep winning. You're going to keep losing. So again, another great lead into the Venusaur. So this is a pretty good matchup because Smackdowns do add up really well. He has to do 2 Frenzy Plants to take me out, and both Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb are neutral damage because of the bug typing, and it does quite a lot. Frenzy Plant is broken still. You know, I'm able to get to 2 or back-to-back X's. I should have just gone for the rock slide, but I thought maybe I can farm him down a bit extra. Well, I didn't get back-to-back actually. Almost got back-to-back. I knew I could outpace the Venusaur. So had I just gone for the rock slide, it would have been a lot better. But I actually get a shield off him. But look at this, Crustle putting in that extra little bit of survivability, taking out the Venusaur and a shield. That's it. I'm loving Crustle. Like I said, I'm definitely going to use Escavalier when Ultra League comes back around again, because I believe that team is going to get me to Legend, and the bug typing is basically being slept upon. It's so good. Takes neutral damage from fighters, I think. Bug type? Does bug type? Yeah, I think it does, yeah. Obviously not against rock, but here comes out an Empoleon. It takes me out, but I come in straight with my Swampert because I know I could get to the Earthquake pretty rapidly. My opponent doesn't shield for some reason. He has Galvantula on the back. He should have shielded, even if it was a bait for the Hydro Cannon. He had to shield, otherwise his Galvantula basically is KO'd. So onto a pretty decent lead. So Smackdowns do add up, and also X's are resisted due to the poison typing, and Rock Slide will do quite a lot of chip damage. So I am going to go for the Rock Slide in this match, and go for the hard hitting move. I know I can take one Dark Pulse. I'm trying to get a shield from my opponent. I am really trying to get a shield from my opponent. So I was overfarming a little bit extra because I wanted to try and get to 2 moves, and what I decided to do was, because I sneaked an extra rock Smackdown through, I'm starting to shield this because I want to keep my thingy healthy, my Crustle healthy, and I know I could farm down from there and have a lot of energy built for whatever comes in next. And it's actually a Driftblame, a pink not Driftblame, wrong Pokemon. It's actually what's it called? Pringleman. Totally lost my train of thought. It's Jellicent. Female Jellicent, and look at that, I'm able to get off the first Rock Slide, and I'm still able to take this whatever move this is, most likely a Bubble Beam, but it's actually a Shadow Ball. So my opponent might not have anything apart from Shadow Ball. He might have Ice Beam and Shadow Ball. Here I'm building up all the way to the Crunch, because Crunch will take it out. I don't think Aqua Tail is enough to take it out here. He goes for Shadow Ball, totally fine, because I knew my Gyarados can tank that. And in the back, it's actually a Galvantula, which I don't see as commonly. That's 2 games now where I've seen right in the back. But obviously Galvantula is going to hate to see my Swampert. So I do take the first one because obviously it's going to beat me to the charge move priority. I'm able to get the second one through and kind of enforce an overtap by him, hopefully. And I'm able to get to the next Hydro Cannon before him, but obviously CMP tie works in a weird way. I overtap myself. I could have got that easily, but now I've got a shield, so I am double resisted in terms of double debuffed. So this Hydro Cannon, I don't think it's going to be enough to take it out, but it will put it in the range where I can farm it down and get to this next Hydro Cannon. So I do love Swampert for that fast energy generation, and because I stored that Crunch on my Gyarados, this Jellicent is going to go bye bye. See you later, mate. Oh, sorry. See you later, madam. But yeah, Jellicent, extra Jellicent is a problem as well, man. The meta is so weird right now. This is one of the reasons why I like Crustle, because it really just shits on all the XL Pokemon. Like, most of them take neutral damage or good damage. Again, XL Obama's not a Shadow one as well. Look who's here. Crustle is here to mess up your day. This is really well. There's a lot of damage to the Obama Snow, and you can comfortably take a Weather Ball or an Energy Ball. Obviously 2 is a bit more dicier. He shields the first one, great. I wanted the shield. I know I can take the first Weather Ball. I know he's got 2 ready. First one gets me fairly low, but I'm going to overcommit the farm down and try to sneak an extra attack through. Got a bit of lag, and my opponent has quite a lot of energy, so I'm not sure if he has 2 back to back now, excuse me, or if he only has the 1, but he threw on extra Powder Snow and he wasn't able to get to the next one. So my opponent actually has a Charizard, a Dragon Breath Charizard, and I'm like, why is he bringing this in? He must have a Talonflame in the back, because Talonflame takes extra damage from the Crustle. He's thinking, yes, done. You know, I've taken out the biggest counter for my team, but nope. His whole team was weak to Crustle, and now he's going to build his team around Crustle to a certain degree, because there's going to always be that one case scenario where it's like, shit, I can't see a Crustle, otherwise my whole team's going to die. But yeah, Gyarados is going to clean up house with Charizard. Blast Burn, throw me one, I don't care. Now out comes the Talonflame like I suspected. I can get to the Aqua Tail pretty comfortably. My opponent has to throw, he can't farm me down. And Aqua Tail does quite a lot of damage on this flying chicken, flying KFC, like I call it. I let it take me out anyway, because I want him to basically use his energy, and I can outpace it anyway with the Hydro Cannon. I'm surprised he didn't actually back out then. I was kind of waiting for it, but it happens, you know. He stayed in, threw a Flame Charge, but at this point, you know, he can throw whatever he wants to, even a Brave Bird. I have the Hydro Cannon ready to take him out. Bye bye, KFC chicken. So well played to my opponent there as well. I love this team for taking out Talonflames or any other XL Pokemon. You know what? Even Crustle has a really decent matchup against Umbreon. XL Umbreon is a right pain in my ass. I've been facing a lot of those, and I like having the Crustle because it does really good damage with the Smackdown, and the X's actually does start adding up. So depending on if you do it correctly, you can probably take it out if you throw a Rock Slide. How I've done it is I've shielded once and committed to the farm down to have energy ready for the next Pokemon, because XL Umbreon is still tanky, and it does outbulk Crustle, which is a bit sad, but hey, XL Umbreon requires no skill, it just requires bulk. So my opponent goes for the Octazooka. He actually severely debuffs me, which isn't great because his Dragon Breaths are taking a lot longer, but thankfully I'm able to farm it down completely. So the reduced attack damage allowed me to get to two Aqua Tails, and now he brings out, he doesn't even bring out his Machamp, because he knows he has to eat two Aqua Tail, so I'm storing that because I'm basically 1 or almost 2 Aqua Tails away, and I'm bringing in my my Swampert, because obviously I'm up a shield. I wasn't up a shield, but I want to get into that place where I can actually attempt to start whittling down this Machamp, because I should be able to outpace Machamp because of 5 versus 4 counters. You know, he needs 5 counters to get to the cross chop, and my opponent does throw his foul play. At this point, I've got loads of energy built, and I can outpace the Umbreon to the next Hydro Cannon, so the next foul play. Look how chunky it is. But obviously, it's the last Pokemon. I've got Crustle. I mean, I've not got Crustle. What am I talking about? I've got my Crust-Xl-Terminator Crustle in the back, ready to take out this Umbreon. I mean, I have played a match. I've not showcased this one, but in the lead, Umbreon versus Crustle, it is super close. It's super close. But you know what? That just shows how good Crustle actually is at countering these XL Pokemon. I bring it in because obviously it's a Crustle showcase. I have to take it out, you know, showing how dominant it can be. And again, I'm able to go 4-1 in this set. And I think I reached my highest was about 2640 in the Ultra League. But guys, thank you for watching, and I'll bring you some great league content because Master League I just can't afford. Thank you.